like I got like a taste of it on one of the podcasts, and I've been itching to play it with the right group because it has some pretty heavy themes in it. But Daniel, you pitched Ross Rifles plus Star Wars, and I was like super, super into it. Like
My,
this is just so cool.
it's funny. My favorite game of Ross Rifles ever was a one-on-one episode. I was on Jeff Stormer's Party of One podcast, and he was like, "Hey, you want to play Ross Rifles 101?" I was like, "I've never tried that, but let's do it."
I love it.
And we played Ross Rifles, and Jeff played as a Canadian soldier. And we literally started off the adventure with him being trapped in no man's land in a crater with a German soldier in the midst of a huge battle. And the adventure was literally just about them getting over a language barrier, communicating with one another, and having this uneasy alliance. And it was really cool. But I have been wanting to use Ross Rifles to tell a Star Wars story for over a year. For over a year. As you folks know, I am a massive Star Wars fan. My partner and I are huge Star Wars fans. Sometimes we just like lie in bed and send Star Wars Instagram like memes to each other. It's true love, true love. But like really love Star Wars, and I really love introducing people to Star Wars. Now, one of the things that kind of scares people away from Star Wars is just how much there is. And not feeling like a real Star Wars fan, or not feeling like, oh, if I'm not watching this, am I missing out? Here's the thing that I really think is cool about Star Wars. None of that fucking matters. If you like just the movies, just watch the movies. If you like just the video games, just enjoy those video games. If you're going to tell a Star Wars story, be it through Ross Rifles, you can get your copy at DundasWestGames.com. If you're playing it through Ross Rifles, cool. Our game is set during the tail end of the Clone Wars. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know what's going to happen at the end of this. If you've seen the movies, you know what's going to happen at the end of this. But that doesn't matter, right? Just like World War I, the outcome has already been determined. And just like the Clone Wars, the outcome has already been determined. But a game of Ross Rifles, be it in Star Wars or the First World War, is not about changing the outcome of the war. It's not about changing the historical narratives or the fictional narrative of Star Wars. Ross Rifles is about your individual soldiers. It's about their friendships, their bonds, their relationships with one another. This is about telling a self-contained story in a war-torn setting. So, if you don't know anything about Star Wars, you'll be on even footing with folks who know a lot about Star Wars. Because this is really just about friends. This is really about, well, in this case, this is really about brothers. Brothers. This is going to be really about brothers. This is about brothership, camaraderie, and I'm super excited. But before we get into any of the Star Wars setting stuff, we first got to talk about our safety tools. So we have our spreadsheet. We have our basically our lines, veils, safety tools. We've got our Owlbear Rodeo up. We've got our tabletop audio up. We're ready to go. But I want to make sure that our audience, be it on YouTube or on Twitch, is on the same page as us. So right now, our veils, and again, feel free to add any if things change. I will constantly be looking back to this. Our veils. So these are themes, stories, and ideas that we want to fade to black. Are graphic depictions of torture and sexy times. Okay? So these can happen, but they will fade to black. They will be implied, like cable TV. Now, lines are things that we will not see at all in this game. That's homophobia, transphobia, bigotry, sexual assault/violence, scatological stuff, children in danger, violence against animals, and racism. We have our other safety tools, are the safety tools that we use on Dungeons and Asians. We've got the X card. So if something comes up, be it a name, a scene, something that makes you uncomfortable, is triggering, you just go throw that X up like that, or throw it in our Zoom chat. But this is also for the audience, so they know that we're X-carding something. We have the heart card, which is basically our version of the O card. So if there's something that you really like, if this is a heavy scene, but you're like, I'm on board, just throw up those heart hands. Throw up those heart hands. So yeah, throw up those heart hands if you like what's going on, even though it's heavy. Last one is the sleepy card. This is a Steve creation. Energy levels are low. Times are tough. We will probably play into Monty's dinner time, which happened literally every episode of Agents Read L5R. If energy levels are low and you don't want to interrupt or anything like that, but please feel free to be like, yo, I'm hungry as fuck, Daniel. Like, let's end this shit. But if you don't want to do that, you could always throw those 3 Zs, 3 Zs into our chat just to let us know that your energy levels are low, and everybody in the group will work their way towards a natural conclusion to the scene and game. So those are the safety tools that we're going to be using. Those are our lines and veils. Every player has access to them, so I'm very excited about that. Now, let's put a little bit of context into what our story is going to be before we kind of get into our characters. So, for about 3 long years, the brutal war between the Galactic Republic and the Confederacy of Independent Systems has swept across the galaxy like wildfire. Under the leadership of the sinister and traitorous Count Dooku, thousands of star systems have declared their separation from the corruption of the Republic and its hegemony over the core worlds. In the ensuing conflict, hordes of unrelenting Confederacy battle droids and the inhabitants of separatist planets clashed with legions of battle-bred clone troopers and their Jedi commanders. As the Galactic Republic gains momentum into the Clone Wars, the Confederacy have found themselves pushed to the farthest reaches of the known galaxies. Both armies are being pushed to the brink as they launch daring sieges in desperate attempts to end the conflict. Today is the story of the Fourth Battle of Mygeeto, as Jedi General Ki-Ad-Mundi and the 4th Sector Army and the elite 21st Nova Corps fight to destroy the remaining Confederacy military positions on the planet, a much more covert mission is taking place. And this is our story. You folks are ARC troopers, advanced recon commandos, the elite of the elite clone troopers. You and your brothers have been bred for war. I should say brothers and sisters because they've introduced Omega in the Bad Batch series. But you and your fellow clones have been bred for war. And of all the clones, you have proven yourselves to be the best and have been given this honorary rank of Advanced Recon Commando. Now, we're going to finish up making our characters and kind of going over the different playbooks. But one thing that I want to be very clear about is that while there are all these TV shows and movies and books and comics about Star Wars, do not feel like what you want for your character has to line up with whatever's out there. So, if all the clones, are brothers, you can be a sister. You can be whatever you want. Use whatever pronouns that you think you want for your character, and your character could be whatever they want, as long as they're a clone. Clones can come in many, many shapes and sizes. So be what you want to be, and that's what Ross Rifles is also all about. So in our group, we have 5 playbooks that we're using of the 7 Ross Rifles playbooks. We have the Sergeant, played by John. CT-2701, Sunrise. The Sergeant is a playbook that is all about basically, you take the blame for anything that goes wrong, but you're also the leader. Be it through, maybe you earn their respect through, your acts of compassion or your skills in battle. Everyone in the squad or party respects you for the position of power that you have. Okay? We have the creative, CT8403, Muggsy, played by Michelle. The creative is originally in Ross Rifles is somebody who had all of these artistic skills, but has found themselves, on the battlefield. But one of the things that I really love about Star Wars is we see these really cool characters who express themselves artistically. One of my favorites is Sabine Wren from Star Wars Rebels, one of the cool Asian characters in Star Wars. But the clones themselves also express themselves artistically through modifications to their armor, their guns, their ships, or in this case, any art that you want them to create. I think by the name and your own background is clear what you're going to be doing.
Yes.
But we'll get into some character introductions shortly. The next one is the Scout. The Scout is pretty straightforward. You are a very skilled killer, be it of separatist forces or droids. You are the most lethal member of the squad. But the thing is, being lethal isn't the only thing that an ARC trooper needs to be, right? You need to have a leader. You need to have heart. And while you might have those qualities, the thing that you excel at most is killing shit. We have the Scarred. The Scarred. We have CT. Oh, I should have gone back to Agatha because I didn't say her character. That's CT0413 Shiver. That's Agatha. Our next one is CT1097 Boots. That's Monty. You're playing the Scarred. The Scarred is a character who has been in the war a long time. Now, for the Clone Wars, none of you have really been around that long. Y'all are like children. But the Scarred isn't necessarily a character who is old. The Scarred is also a character who has seen a lot of conflict, survived a lot of conflict, and has lessons to pass on to their squad mates. The last one is CT0807 Hack, and that's played by Steve. That's our medic. Our medic keeps everyone alive. You are a walking distributor of Bacta spray. But the medic is also here to help folks, when wounds, injuries are more than just physical. So I'm really excited about these characters, and I'll walk you folks through them before we get our story started. Now, for those of you who are watching on stream, we may go over time, but I'm going to try to keep it a tight hour and a half. We'll keep it exciting. We'll keep it daring, and it'll be fun. So if you folks take a look at your section of the spreadsheet, you'll notice that you've got a description area. Again, all of this is narrative. So being battle damage or haggard or clean or brand new doesn't really affect your character mechanically. You each have a loadout. So your loadout, I kind of wrote in some weapon options, a grenade, some equipment. Again, aside from the grenade, these don't really have a mechanical impact on how you play the game. You do require a grenade to use one of the moves, which is pull the pin. But other than that, the weapons that you have are mostly there for narrative flavor. For instance, the Sergeant has 2 DC-17 hand blasters as kind of a nod to one of the coolest ARC Troopers, Rex, who uses twin blasters. The Scout has a DC-15 sniper rifle because the Scout is a sniper, an ode to a famous indigenous Canadian, Francis Pegamagabo, who was the most lethal soldier of the First World War, of the entire war. So you got that. So one thing that you folks need to do is assign yourselves a personal item. Now, this is something that, since you all clones, it could be something that you're holding on to from your life on Camino, the planet where you were bred and born. Or this could be something that you picked up during your time with the Republic Army. So if you have a personal item, I'd love for you to share that. I'm looking at John's right now, and I'm very curious.
I was like legitimately adding an extra bit of descriptive while you were talking about that.
Oh, no, I wasn't even looking, so I was like, oh, that was...
Yeah, so Sunrise's personal item is an old dusty holovid player with a single uncorrupted vid called Light Fight at Double Noon. Because Sunrise like found some old like Western style Star Wars holovids. And if you know just little bits of Star Wars trivia. Light fights are gun fights because blasters, but Double Noon specifically is high noon on a planet with twin suns like Tatooine. Yeah.
Yes.
So light fight at Double Noon is the closest you'll get to gunfight at high noon for a generic cowboy western title. Which
I fucking love that.
The note is it really shouldn't be possible to wear down a holovid through repeated watchings. It's not like a tape. It doesn't rewind and play back forwards, but somehow he's managed to do
it. Love it. How about our creative? Michelle, what's your personal item?
Muggsy is like a pretty quiet dude. He's he likes to express himself best through clay. So he has a worn little porg that he's got. It's actually looks, when you look at it, it's clearly made when he was just kind of fresh. So it's more of like an oval thing. It works more like a worry stone for him. So like the face and the features are a little bit worn away. It's unglazed. So it almost looks like just a little blob, but it's basically a porg, a clay porg he's had since he was first spawned, I suppose.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How about our scout, Agatha? I know you don't have any yet, but do you have any ideas of what you want your personal item to be?
I do. I have a question for all you Star Wars peeps. Do people in Star Wars drink and
yes.
or
oh yeah
do they
yes
oh yeah oh yeah
various
yes
substances?
Oh yeah.
They also do drugs. Yes.
Yeah.
Death sticks.
What are what? Wait, is it just cigarettes?
I thought it was cigarettes, but it's not.
No, it's way worse.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I have.
It's like your back alley, like opioid, highly addictive, will ruin your life at like at the drop of a pin, kind of thing.
100%. That is what sugar has.
So it's like super meth. Okay.
It's like super meth. Yeah.
It's like meth on meth. Okay, got it.
It's like super meth.
The fact that its name is Death Stick and it still has a market tells you just how addictive it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I have. That's my that's the item I've been holding on to. I don't think I've actually smoked it in a while, but just the fact that I have it gives me a lot of comfort.
Yeah, I believe I don't remember if Cade Skywalker was addicted to death sticks.
He definitely was. It was like part of his.
It's part of his backstory, right? He's like the edgy Skywalker with all this. But it's no longer canon; it's legends. But I thought Cade Skywalker was a cool character. So yeah, your character has some death sticks that you're holding on to.
Yes, and my dream is to go out while smoking it. So if I could if I have, sorry, that's my cat.
It's okay.
Knocking stuff off of the windowsill. Classic.
Classic cats.
So if I sustain a lethal wound, I'm like, just let me be able to reach into my bag.
Oh, you're ready.
You're ready.
Like that match.
Okay. Okay.
I love Smoke 'em if he got him memes. I just like love that aesthetic. Like, oh,
it's gonna be good. Last one, Steve. So apparently, if Steve's not saving you, you're like, just give me my death sticks. Steve, what's your personal item? What is Hack's personal item?
So Hack's personal item is a metal flask full of some alcoholic beverage. Sometimes just full of water. A gift to him from his father-in-law. Hack got married to a Republic soldier. They were pretty happy, but that father-in-law and Hack never saw eye to eye. It was kind of the tension where like you would sit in a room and you had nothing to talk about because you knew as soon as someone said anything, you'd start arguing.
Yeah.
And that flask is just a reminder that sometimes people suck, but people still love them. They're still people and they deserve to see another day.
Love it. And clones have gotten married. There was a clone called Cut. Cut got married to a Twi'lek after, well, abandoning his post. But Cut is whoopsies, but Cut's a cool character. All right. So we've got our personal items. Your personal items
I don't mind being ignored because I am playing the Scourge. But
I'm so sorry. Did I skip you?
no, I mean, I know
I
I knew
skipped
this
you.
was gonna
I'm
happen,
so sorry,
but,
Monty.
you know,
I'm so sorry.
us old salts being ignored in the corner of the bar, but that's okay.
An official writer,
We're all
just like
I know. Oh my god, Monty's here being like, Daniel, this is wrong. This Star Wars stuff, this isn't right. Oh damn.
Oh, I didn't have anything.
Oh damn. Oh damn. What a flex. What a flex.
Anyway,
So Monty, what
I'm
is your
so happy.
name isn't in that book or anything.
Monty? What is your personal item? What are
okay,
Boots'
so my
item?
personal item is my original pair of boots. So my idea was that originally I was called Boots because I kept complaining that none of the regulation Republic armor boots fit until I found one. But I've survived at least 1 or 2 campaigns in Mygeeto, and these boots have been with me all this time. So they're like duct taped, they're like welded, they look ugly, but they've kept me through.
Amazing. I like that you've got a marker of how long you've been on Mygeeto, because I picked Mygeeto specifically because to me it's like the Western Front. It's like the longest battle of the Clone Wars, very much like the Western Front. So we've got our loadouts, we've got our descriptions. Each of you has your own set of moves. Now, have all of you played a Powered by the Apocalypse game before? Okay, Michelle hasn't, so this is great. This is a learning opportunity for Michelle and our audience. So this game uses 2d6s. 2d6s. So we have our d6s on our Owlbear Rodeo. There are 4 different kinds of moves. So Michelle, think of a move as almost like when you want to do something in this game, there is a move for it. So for instance, Michelle, if you take a look at your handout with your basic moves, so these are moves that are basically used all the time. One of them is provide comfort. So for instance, if you want to, help out a character, when you draw upon your bonds of friendship and community to distance yourself from the war, you would roll your 2d6 and you would add your attribute associated with it. Now, one of the things that we've done here is in Ross Rifles, we provided visual indicators of what attribute you're using, but I've actually written them next to your playbook moves. So, Michelle, moves are basically, whenever you roll the dice, you are rolling a move. There are different types. Basic moves are basically used anywhere, providing comfort. This could be literally like you're under fire and somebody is just not having a good time and you're trying to get them back there. Get them back into the fight, you can provide comfort. We have combat moves, which are like when you try to take a combat action. This could be like running right in, charging in, pulling the pin if you've got a grenade, or pulling the trigger if you've got a firearm. There is one special move called strategize, and this is a scene-setting move. So we move from scene to scene and we decide on something that we want to do, like, hey, we see this outpost and we're going to approach it this way. This allows us to kind of bypass kind of like a tedious amount of travel, and it lets us set the scene through a dice roll and some narrative play. And the last set of moves are your playbook moves, and these are unique to your character. There is no initiative in this game, Michelle, and our audience. When you want to do something, you do it. I am here to help you folks look dope as fuck, and I can't wait. So those are your moves. Now we have 4 attributes that augment these moves. So when you roll your 2d6, you're going to add your attribute bonus. If your total is between 1 and a 6, it's a failure. If it's between a 7 and a 9, it's a conditional success. If it's a 10 plus, it's a flat success. Now there are 4 attributes. Valor represents your characters like bravery and stoicism and level-headedness. Your eye represents your observational skills, quick thinking, skills with firearms. Your wit is your characters, that could be like their tactical training in this case, or, their knowledge. Last one is brawn, their physical strength. Each of you has different stats, and you've had the opportunity to add 1 to one of your attributes. So, for instance, Monty's character has high valor, a 2 in valor, but low eye. And that could be a part of your story. Then each of you has some questions. Normally, when I'd be playing a longer game of Ross Rifles, we'd go over each and every questions. But what I'd love is for each of you to pick one question that really resonated with you or you think is important to share with our audience. I'm going to start with Monty because I forgot you last round, Monty. So I'm going to start with you. Monty, what is a question that you would like to share with the audience and the group?
This is the orange, right?
This is the orange section, yeah.
Okay. The question I like is how have your feelings changed about the war? For me, it has become personal. I want to win Mygeeto because otherwise the deaths of all my brothers in the previous campaigns would have been completely meaningless.
Yeah, that's awesome. And each playbook has different questions. So let's go to Michelle, the creative. What's a question you want to share?
Well, it says, as the creative, you have customized the appearance of your phase 2 ARC Trooper armor. How does this stand out amongst your squad mates? I think as a sculptor / potter, I've carved several swirling patterns into my armor, and I also have I've drawn carved little symbols that kind of represent big momentous moments like skirmishes or battles. So that's definitely going to set me apart a bit.
Yeah, and since you're an ARC Trooper, you've seen a lot of action, so your armor.
Yeah, it's just like my armor's just covered. Like there's a part like next to my left calf that's still not there. It's still blank, but like most of it's just like,
But
maybe something right my right elbow.
I'm gonna amazing. How about you, John, the sergeant?
Yeah. So I would actually I'd like to snag 2 real quick. One, because I think it's important because it has to do with the rest of the group. One is, how long have I been in charge of the squad? And I feel like that's a question I'd like to give up to the rest of you to decide.
Oh, snap.
Because I'm curious. I don't have any particular feeling on a time, but I wanted to check with y'all and see if anyone had any particular ideas for that kind of dynamic that we wanted to work with.
I would love a spectrum here. I think that's really interesting. Like some who are old hat, some are a new hat, and just like playing within that kind of diversity of experience.
Could be interesting if you're newer and Monty has been on Mygeeto for a while.
Because so Monty, you've been on Mygeeto since the start, right?
Yeah, at least one campaign. I don't remember when the first or second one occurred in the lore, but
gotcha.
I've been around for a bit. But okay. I kind of wanted our sergeant to have a little bit of experience on Mygeeto, though. I don't want him to be completely green.
Yeah, I was thinking. So I've probably been on Mygeeto for about I said I thought was going to be on Mygeeto for about 2 years. So I think I'm later than you, and relatively newer than you, but I've been there for a couple. So I have an idea of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I want to say how long have we been in charge? I want to say 6 months. Just enough for us to have actually done some work together, but not necessarily enough for us to really done it for long. Yeah,
I like that.
Sounds good.
And then the question I wanted to share was, how did you earn your promotion? When I was on my previous squad, my superior died in a firefight, and I salvaged the best possible outcome from a cold, dark gravity well. No ground given, no trooper lost.
Damn, I love that.
So we didn't win. We didn't take the objective we were going to do, but we didn't give up. We didn't lose anything, and we didn't lose people. That was important to me.
That's great.
Yeah.
If for those of you who have never watched Clone Troopers, there is a particular clone that I think most people really like called 99. And there was early episodes. The first 2 episodes of season 2 of Clone Wars were about this clone named 99 and how all the clones, he was a mutant and different from the other clones, but the clones treated him the same and with dignity and respect. It was a great story. So if you ever want to watch Clone Wars and learn about the clones and what it takes to become an ARC Trooper, you got to watch those episodes about 99. All right, Agatha, what about you as the scout?
Okay. Let's see. Um, I'll go with the you've destroyed many battle droids for the Republic and countless other life forms. What toll has this taken on you? Well, the things that I don't know if my squad has noticed, probably. But I find it hard to sleep and I'm constantly on guard and like I never relax enough to rest properly and I also just shiver a lot. I know that Mygeeto from the
It's
bit
frigid
that I
planet.
read is cold, but I also just at random times I'm just like shaking.
Cool. I like that. And Steve, how about
Except
you?
when I
Oh.
need to kill. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you got steady hands when it's time to apply violence.
Yeah, it's really sad.
When Shiver stops, then like violence erupts. That's so scary.
Ooh, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's sad. Oh, I mean,
Okay.
Very
scary.
sad. I love it.
Steve, what about your character?
I love
Medic.
both the questions, but I'm only going to answer the one, and I'm going to pick the one because Daniel, I think it might give you some like hooks here. But both questions were amazing. Folks should check out Ross Rivals for sure. But the question I'm going to share here is: you've seen the results of the dangers that await in no man's land. Establish one horrifying truth about the dangers in the battlefield. So I answered: new weapons are always being developed or modified. Today's tincture can be obsolete by morning. You always have to be prepared to improvise, which sometimes means cutting your losses.
Amazing. Amazing. Perfect. So now, just because we're all just sharing one sort of question, doesn't mean that the others don't matter. Now, the rest of us have access to each other's character sheets, and we're able to see these things and draw on them during play. The last thing we have are bonds. Now, our time is very limited, and I feel like we've kind of already started to develop some bonds, but each of you has, one or two quick questions. Some of you have 3 bonds, some only have 2 or 1. In Ross Rivals, the playbook actually prompts you to also write your own. But bonds are usually done as a group. They're done collaboratively. So why don't we each do 1 bond before we get into the story? So let's start with John. I'm actually going just around the bottom row of our overlay. John, what's a bond that you'd like to take care of?
I think it's good. Let's get some order. Let's get some like pecking order in this. The one I have is: which member of the squad is your lieutenant, and what's your relationship with them like?
Ooh, who's the second in command? Or actually, the lieutenant is actually doesn't
Sorry,
matter.
it's lieutenant.
It's lieutenant. The lieutenant should be higher actually.
Yeah.
Transcribed that out wrong. But let's say who's your second in command.
Whoops.
Let's say who's your second in command.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, I can edit it.
I think everyone is like a really interesting choice.
1, 2,
Yeah.
3.
Everyone is an
You
interesting choice.
just eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
I've rolled a d4 and I was counting 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I think the d4 has thus decided that my second in command is Hack.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Nice.
medic. Okay, sweet. All right, let's go to the creative. Michelle, what's
Actually, can I go next?
Oh yeah, let's do that. Okay,
Yeah.
The reason is because my bond is
it's a heavy one.
not everyone makes it out alive, and you're unable to save a beloved member of your ARC squad. Which member deeply resents you for it? I would love if Sunrise resented me for not saving our former CO.
Love it.
Drama.
Good.
They were-
Love it.
I told you got to cut your losses, and I made a choice.
Love it. All right. Who wants to go next? There's no more order. Who wants to go next? Anybody have any ideas?
I would love to go
Yeah,
next.
let's do it.
So it says a member of the squad completed basic training with you, values your artistic talents, and helps you obtain interesting materials. Which squad member is this? I'm thinking probably Hack. Boots seems like someone who would inspire me for sure. Like that's the first bond, but I feel like Hack, like maybe you just dig things out of people and you're like, hey, here's like a cool thing, and I stick it onto a mug as a handle, and I'm like
You just have
it
all
could
these
be
interesting
fun.
bones and stuff.
I just have bones and like random like droid bits like stuck into my ceramics.
Hack has certain skills that allow them
Good.
to extract interesting parts from things.
This
Yes.
nickname is taking on some
It's
weird
dark, it's dark.
connotations.
Okay, so we have Boots and Shiver left. Who wants to go next?
Actually, I have a question about mine because
Yeah.
it doesn't connect to anyone. So
Yes. So this bond is more of like a bond for somebody outside of your command, and more of like I guess you could say an individualistic bond. For you, it's the question of what do you want to do when you're not asked to kill things? What is your dream for when the war is over? And that could be with another member of the squad, or that could be something completely different.
Okay. I kind of want to point this bond towards Boots because neither of us have bonds yet. But I don't know if you had an idea, Monty, for what Boots would want to do, because I think Shivers would very much be like, oh, you want to do this, then I want to do it too.
Now, Monty, the Scarred has a bond. You and X are the only survivors of a separatist attack. How did you survive? And that could be something that puts you both together and could result in your bond, Agatha.
Sorry, can you repeat what your bond is about, Agatha?
Mine is once I am out of the war, what do I want to do, basically?
What are your
But I
post-war
think-
ambitions?
Yeah, and I think for Shiver, it's very much like there's a one specific clone or person, and what they want is what I want to.
Oh, I'm actually thinking Boots is not expecting to make it out of this war.
Also, maybe you want Boots to make it out of the war with you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
So are we the two survivors of the thing, or did you want to choose someone else? Which is also
Maybe
fine
you
with
could have
me.
been the survivors and Boots is like, I guess.
What do you
no,
want to
I'm-
do? Boots gives just like this absolutely off the cuff. Yeah, here's a dream, and then Shiver's like,
And
"That's
Shiver
it.
is-
That's the one."
Shiver's
That's
like,
the one.
"Oh."
Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay,
I
no,
love
actually,
that.
I really do.
Trembles
I really do like. I'll
uncontrollably.
take that. Me and Shiver were the only survivors of separatist attack. How did we survive?
Yeah, what was it? A bombing? Was it like assassin droids?
Did you just kill everyone because you're both so good at surviving and killing people? Or
My
droids?
head is just like, you two are just fucking badasses.
Yeah, you're
And,
just
like,
fucking badasses.
Like you just shot your way out of there.
Jesus.
You just holed up in a place with a ton of ammunition and a lot of supplies, and you just shot and slew until you were the last two standing.
Smoking got him.
I was actually thinking that if I wanted to tie it to the guilt, maybe I did leave some people behind and I saved Shiver. Right.
Ooh.
And
Oh.
so like this is something I've never mentioned before because like, so yeah, that like in the previous campaign that it was a surprise attack. And the first thing I did was like grab Shiver and we booked it out of there, but then left a bunch of people behind. So
Fucking love it. Oh my god. So Agatha, last question. What are you and Boots? What are your plans for you and Boots after the war?
Okay, my plan is for Boots and I to go to a very warm planet and fish.
Amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Amazing. So we have our characters. Now, one thing to note, there is another area of your playbook, your virtual playbook, that covers harm and stress. There are drop downs. There are only 4 points of harm. If you get to the last one, you're dead. If you look at stress, this is the psychological effect of the war, and they have stacking, they're compounding effects. So just note that. Do any of you folks have any questions before we start? Nope.
Who were the separatists?
Who are the separatists? I'm going to talk about that right now.
Okay.
So, before the war, Mygeeto was a colony world of the Banking Clan Guild. It was a place where vast credit vaults were stored away from heavy Republic taxes. Think of it as like the Star Wars version of the Cayman Islands, except it's cold and covered in giant crystals. Now, during the Clone Wars, it serves as a critically important mining operation, as many resources vital to the construction of like warships, droids, and devastating weapons can be found here. And Supreme Chancellor Palpatine has deemed it a prime target for the Republic. So the way I kind of see Star Wars is like nobody's really the good in Star Wars. Nobody's good in Star Wars. The Republic isn't good. The Separatists aren't bad. They are just... This is all a manufactured war to even begin with. So, our scene is actually going to begin at... you know what? Let's put some sort of background noise, some audio, I think, for our audience on Twitch. So I'm just going to put some background music for the audience on Twitch. And now, our story is going to begin at a forward operating base on Mygeeto. You folks are speaking to Marshal Commander CC-138. They are about to launch their final series of attacks on the last remaining Separatist positions on the frigid world. And CC-1138, and you folks in the audience could look that person up, has asked you to capture Bridge 703. This is a critical bridge in Separatist-controlled territory that serves as a major highway for enemy ground forces. As ARC troopers, you've been selected for this task because you are the best the Republic has. You are also the only available ARC unit. You're also the only ones available for you to actually do this mission.
So by virtue of being the only ones available, we are
the best. Yeah.
I'll take
sure.
it.
Take it.
Close
Take
enough.
it. Okay. Now, the drop point is going to be 2 kilometers south of Bridge 703. The target structure spans this massive chasm linking 2 prominent crystalline mesas. Now, unfortunately, the low-altitude assault transports will not be able to provide air-to-ground support due to the presence of anti-aircraft batteries. Now, during the flight to the drop point, you will be provided with 3 explosive charges and timers. More than enough to take care of your objectives. Now, the Republic has previously attempted to destroy the bridge, but it is heavily fortified by a shield generator and what you clones call a AAA. That's that anti-aircraft stuff. Command believes that the civilian population fled when the conflict began, so you aren't expected to deal with any civilians or locals. Now, there are 2 key locations on the way to Bridge 703. There's a roadway. It has been cleared for, Separatist troop movements. It's the most direct route to the bridge, but it has the least cover. There's also a crystalline tower, a series of crystalline skyscrapers built by the locals called Lerman. Lerman kind of look like lemurs. It's mostly intact and a good point of overwatch for the bridge. So, we're going to begin with your dropship landing at your drop point 2 kilometers away from the bridge. Now, the clones, kind of like salute to you and wish you good luck and hand you those 3 explosive charges. Who takes them? Okay, Boots is just like, hand him here. Okay.
Oh, do they all go to one
They
person?
can, but unless you want to split them up, it's entirely up to you.
Should we
I
split
should
them up?
take. I should take at least one.
No, I got it in.
Okay, Boots, you.
I should take at least one.
You're the sniper. You need to be covering the rest of us. I can handle this.
I look at Sunrise.
Look, if we can take the tower, I am going to need you up on Overwatch. So you trying to blow something up from a tower is going to be kind of tricky. Unless you've got hitherto unforeseen and dimensioned force powers I don't know about.
I do not.
Okay. Boots, it's all yours.
All right. So Boots, you take this heavy pack, add it to yours. I'm sure you've already got a fairly sizable pack, battle worn. They look to you and they say, "I'll see you later, Boots." They say that every time. You don't expect to come back, but over and over again. I think the same clone pilot drops you off for a mission and you come back. So, the ship takes off, leaving you folks to basically, do what you need to do. You have no support. There isn't any, air to ground. It's just the 5 of you. The best of what's left. Sorry.
Spacer's choice.
What do we want to do?
Move from where they dropped us off at least a little bit, probably first.
Yeah. So you have basically the landscape all around you is this like partially destroyed sort of like maze of massive crystals jutting out of the earth. There are, open like snowy plains, but you generally have the cover of, windblown snow to mask your initial approach. This is why this drop point was picked.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know how these squads usually function. Like, do we just listen to the squad leader?
You could function independently as well. Look, it's entirely up to you.
Okay. So what I would do is basically go to find high ground, so I can actually do my job.
Good.
Yes, you want to go to high ground to maybe look
with
for...
a good vantage point. And I assume that we have comms, right?
Oh yeah, you 100% have comms.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay, so Agatha, you are, or I should say Shiver, you very easily navigate to high ground, using your ascension cables to get atop a massive crystal. Why don't you roll Scan the Horizon? So for this roll, when you peek out from cover to gather intelligence, roll with I.
Okay. Do that. Where's my elbow bear? There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's the 10. 10 plus 1 is 11.
And make sure your
Okay.
rolls are shared because I can't see them. But
What?
10.
Oh.
Yeah, you
How do
hit the
I-
little globe icon and it'll share your roll.
It doesn't look like a globe. It looks like something else.
Oh, it does look like a globe.
Looks like a globe.
Do you see it now?
I see it,
Or
yeah.
I guess I need to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see it now. You got a 10. Sweet. So for this roll, on a 10 plus, you get a complete view of the battlefield, and you can ask me a question about what you see, and I will answer honestly. So what is your objective going up there to scan the horizon?
I want to know, like, what path is the easiest, or like the path of least resistance.
Yeah, absolutely. So you folks, I guess you'd be engaging in bounding Overwatch is what you'd be doing. You managed to spot almost like a very, very narrow canyon winding through the crystals, only visible from your high vantage point. From here, you'll actually be able to cover your squad as they advance towards the bridge. Now, from this canyon, you also manage to see this road that, your commander, who's called Bakara, informed you about. Now, your rifle has a very good scope, and it allows you to actually see this roadway. Now, you see something odd on this road. You see a single B1 battle droid. Now, the B1 battle droid they're not the most intelligent droid. They are certainly the most expendable droid. And this battle droid seems to be walking backwards, periodically hunching over on a section of this road. Now, this road, from where you are coming, actually forks.
Okay.
Yeah. And so,
So
you are
it-
actually going into the handle of the fork, some might say.
Right. So does it look like that droid is dragging something then?
This droid actually, unlike most B1 battle droids that you've seen, which don't have any sort of gear aside from their blasters, this one seems to be wearing a huge pack, and it's pulling things out of its pack.
Okay. I will report that. B1 battle droid, singular B1 battle droid on the handle of the path ahead of you, walking backwards with a huge pack, leaving things out on the ground as it's going. It's going slowly. I don't see anything else. Over.
Over. So what are the rest of you folks doing? You're aware of this sort of like narrow... We good?
You're on mute if you're saying anything. You're still on mute.
John's on mute. 1 second. Okay, cool. There's a little bit of, you know,
Comm
like
malfunction.
comm malfunctions. You know, you try to reach. You get a little bit of some interference here in your comms as you try to reach Sunrise. Could be the weather, but something is interfering with your long range communications. So this is a little hiccup that we're gonna have to deal with here. This is how you make technical difficulties a part of your game.
Yeah, rude.
So there we go.
Okay, cool. We're good. Sorry about that. That was weird. Driver fuckery happened. Are we talking leaving things out on the road like thermal detonators, or are we talking like children's toys? What do we?
Could be thermal detonators. It could be anti-personnel mines. Could be any number of things.
Sorry, that was an in-character question to Shiver.
Oh, all good.
Could be something dangerous.
It's the only
I
thing out
can't
there.
see. I can't see the detail from here, right? I can't see.
You
Can
can't
you?
see as well. You clearly spot the outline of a B1 battle droid, though.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry,
Is
what was
that-
the other question?
Is that the only tin can out there?
The only one that I see.
Suspicious.
Well, I hate that. All right, so first things first, let's try to clear the crystals. Assume at this point that there is going to be locals at some point because they've been wrong before and they'll be wrong again. But meanwhile, yeah. Muggsy, Hacks, you take point. Boots, take Vanguard. I don't want the detonators up close to the front.
Copy that.
Copy
All right.
that.
So let's roll strategize. This is our scene setting roll. So strategize is really interesting. So when you form and execute a plan to complete your objective, which is what Sunrise has just declared right now, you could roll. So for if you have resources and you have intelligence, you get +1 to this roll for each of them. Now, anybody can roll strategize, but it makes most sense in this case for Sunrise to roll it since you were the one making the plan and giving the orders. You also have a move, or in this case, a playbook feature called Tactician that actually helps you with your strategize roll. Would you like to roll that first?
I would.
Yeah.
Wild. Okay, so that is Tactician. Rolling with wit for that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
I hadn't-
no.
Oh,
what?
that's not a roll yet. Is that?
Yeah, I
is that-
hadn't rolled it. That was just sitting there.
Okay.
assume we're
Oh, I
looking at
don't
the
see
I assume
anything.
we're looking at the snake eyes.
Yeah, we're looking at the snake
Yeah,
eyes.
looking at that
hold
over-
on. Yeah. Okay, 7. Oh, yeah, 7 plus my wit, which is a 2.
Ooh,
so
a
that is a
9.
9.
Okay,
Yeah.
so on a 7 to 9, the stress of the mission is going to take a toll on you, so you're going to mark 1 stress, which does nothing. This is a tough decision, but you will succeed because on a hit, you get +1 to your next strategize roll.
Nice.
So right now, our strategize roll, our bonus, because we have intelligence from Shiver, and we have a bonus from Tactician. So we have a +2 leading into it. Would anybody like to roll strategize to set the scene? Because it doesn't really matter who rolls at this point.
I can roll.
Give it
Yeah.
a go.
Do it.
Okay. Oh no!
What did you get?
I got snake eyes.
It was the snake eyes. It always finds us.
Okay,
Always.
so
Oh
me.
no.
so there
Oh,
is.
no.
Oh my god. So there is something that we can do. There's something that we can do. So you've got a 6. So you've got a 4 so far.
Yes.
You got a 4 so far. We have a game mechanic in Ross Rifles called morale. So you have essentially a currency that is shared by the entire party or squad. You start a game of Ross Rifles with morale equal to the number of players. You have 5 morale points to spend. And you may spend morale points with the consent of the rest of the group to increase your roll. Now, in this case, you can only use 1 morale point at a time, so it's not going to be worth it for you. So it's only going to be 5. So you will fail. So, let's get things started. So, as you
Start.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
As you folks advance through the canyon. Oh my god, Monty. As you folks advance through the canyon with Shiver on Overwatch, Shiver, you notice something. You missed something. You spent so much time looking at this road and wondering about this battle droid on the road that you failed to see, well, an AAT-1 repulsor tank.
Where?
Now, there are 2 roads leading into Bridge 703. One road is the road that's kind of got that singular battle droid. This is the road leading from your drop point. There's another road coming from the north. Now, an AAT-1 repulsor tank is a very scary vehicle. And this one seems to be dragging something. Now, failure in like a Powered by the Apocalypse game doesn't necessarily mean conflict. In this case, I'm going to use this failure to bring in, well, somebody's story. And this is going to be Steve. So, Steve, you had a question that you picked. There's new technology or dangers that you didn't expect. And, well, this tank seems to be hauling something. Seems to be hauling what looks to be a massive, 3-legged, what looks to be a droid. I don't know if any of you have seen this before, or maybe only Boots. A tri-droid, but this one is a Magna tri-droid, as tall as a small building, being towed by this tank. So our complication is, if things go awry in the future, you may have to deal with a massive tri-legged droid.
Boots, Sunrise, you seeing what I'm seeing behind that tank?
Muggs turns to Hack and makes like a, because Muggsy doesn't really like to talk all that much, and Muggsy makes like a little noise on their hand.
Yeah. Hack gives you like the Boots. You ever see one of these on the field? Because I hope I would never have to.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. We don't want to tangle with those things.
Fuck.
An
Good thing
unexpected
they gave us more
complication.
charges, right?
Was that John?
Good thing they gave us more charges than we need, right?
You're not seriously thinking we're gonna have to take this thing down. We can just walk around it, right?
I am not expecting to take it down. I am anticipating something going wrong and having to anyways.
Is it?
Copy
This thing's heading toward the bridge, right?
Correct. Now, as you folks make it out of the canyon,
Oh, no.
this failure will be an addition to the scene. You folks can clearly see the southern guard post of Bridge 703. It's a maybe like a 3-story structure, and from the fortified position on the roof, you spot a T-Series tactical droid scanning the surrounding area. It seems to be flanked by a pair of droidicas, or as you call them, rollers. You have, on one end, the crystal towers, which kind of overlook this guard post. The road coming in with the tank that's hauling this massive tri-droid. Now, the tri-droid is heavy, so it will take some time to get here. So you may be able to complete the mission before the tank even arrives.
I don't know. We got the cover of the weather here. Maybe we just sneak on by, but it's a risk. It's a fucking risk.
Tactical droid might pick us out amongst the snow. Shiver, do you have eyes on the T series that we're seeing from down here?
I do.
All right, yeah, so you see this T-Series tactical droid using what appears to be some sort of thermal binoculars.
It's using thermal binoculars. Should I try to take it out?
Now, one thing to note. This entire guard post is shielded by the heavy shield that wraps around the entire bridge. This massive bubble of energy that the Republic has not been able to penetrate.
Right. So, right. So our original thing was to plant bombs.
You have to find the shield generator, disable the shield, and destroy the bridge.
And we have to get around this guard with their thermal imaging.
You have to get around the guard, but the first thing you have to get past is the shield itself.
Yeah.
Now, vehicles and personnel are not able to actually move through a shield unless it's shut down.
So they can't come through either?
Well, maybe there's an entrance that you just don't see.
I don't know if someone else wants to try to scan the field, whatever that move was called.
Scan the horizon.
Scan the horizon, just so everyone can roll.
Yeah.
Or else I could do it again.
My eyes aren't where they used to be.
I am ironically bad at both the skill for scanning the horizons, planning things, shooting, and punching. So here we are.
Fearless leader.
I have a +1 to eye, so I could take a look and
now we also have morale, so you feasibly have +2 to this roll.
Well, we shall.
Give it a roll. You can't do worse than Snake Eyes.
Wow.
It's like we started from the bottom and now we're here.
There you go.
Oh,
Started from the
gosh.
bottom.
Yeah.
Now you got 11.
Michelle,
Damn.
Michelle was like, "I've never played a PBTA game," and you're just like, "I'm gonna just fucking dunk on this."
Yeah. Yep.
Good.
Wow.
So I'm gonna draw us a little something. I'm not very good at this, and also did not plan for us to actually share our screen because I'm bad at drawing.
For those who can't see it, just so I can paint you a picture, this is the greatest drawing you've ever seen. It is clearly a masterpiece. It is photorealistic. I'm fully immersed in the game at this point.
This is Daniel Kwan who
It's an extremely photorealistic rendering of what I think is supposed to be a Nerf Night Finder. I'm not really sure.
100%.
As someone who has a little bit of an artistic background, I'm thinking like a lot of like late 80s, early 90s, like very much influenced by the Kit and Caboodle.
This is old school
Gotcha.
Taco Bell dining area.
Okay.
Yeah, this is very much like the same, like those cups with like the
So
little
we have
scribble.
our tank coming in from this
Yeah.
direction, and you folks are right here.
Oh, okay.
And the
You've got your
bridge
T-Series tactical droid
Okay.
right here.
Oh, okay.
There's a little pointer thing. That's cool.
Yeah, so all of you can actually access the laser pointer, and you can even change your colors by selecting the little color at the top of the window.
Hold on. Shit, I've just been informed I have a laser pointer. One moment, please.
No way.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Where?
So the laser pointer. So if you look on the top right of your window, there's a little drop down arrow.
Yep.
Select that drop down arrow and
Oh
pick
my god,
the
pointer tool. You're right. Okay.
pointer tool. Now you
So-
should change your color.
Oh yeah.
Because y'all are
How do
going
you-
nuts. with
How
the
do you
pointers.
change the color?
I'm green.
Uh,
You click on the dot on the middle of
On
the
the middle of
screen
the screen.
once you select the point.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Ah.
Cool. Oh, I love this. All right. So this was the T series you said.
The
right?
T-Series is right there on the blue. Correct.
What is this?
This is the bridge. There
Okay,
is a
this is the bridge.
shield that covers this entire area here.
Okay. Oh.
So I guess Muggsy just looks up at the next, like, gets up on top of like a bluff, or and then just like crouches down and then just sees like very clearly the what's going on. And as he comes back down, he just says, "Left tank,
So-
shield."
There are a lot of
Okay.
pieces of crystalline debris line the road, and there are actually some droids that are kind of clearing it. This debris looks to be from like blasted out road from when the Republic actually shelled this area, and it's blocking a lot of your visibility. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these skulls where there are major droids. So you have
Big
some
skulls.
Yeah. So you've got some droids that are clearing out rubble over here. These are B1 battle droids. They are not. They're actually the battle droids that are in my Zoom background. They are not a threat to you folks. You folks fuck up B1 battle droid like 100% of the time. They are the stormtrooper of the Clone Wars. This is the tactical droid over here. That tactical droid is very, very intelligent. So, what is our plan? What are we thinking of doing? Now, this is the Crystallid Tower, so if you do want to get a view of everything here, the Crystallid Tower will give you a view. This is also an elevated position, but you're going to have to pass through that road that might be seeded with explosives.
Oh, is that where the B1 was? Or-
Correct.
Yeah, that's what it was dropping.
Okay, so it's kind of moved from here to like there.
Yep.
Mhm.
It seems to be moving towards the bridge.
There's not too much happening. We could
You could
look
try to
at.
flank.
We could try
Yeah,
to flank.
This
So
way, yeah.
So but the thing is that we need to take down the shield generator, and that's the biggest issue. Like, we just don't know where that is.
Yeah. So
Um,
we have no intel as to where that is at all, right?
No, not right now.
Okay.
I'm going to draw the shield. So the shield is like, oh, that is not the shield.
Sunrise, permission
Ah!
Ah!
It's okay. There's a redo. There's a redo function. It's
We've
okay.
dropped
Good,
into
good.
the shadow realm.
That would have been...
New game,
wait.
plane hop. Go jump to a different dimension, come out through the other side, re-engage on the
Yeah.
far side of the bridge.
Find the next portal that's going to bring us home.
It's kind of like this. That's the
So,
shield.
what move should we use in order to try to find that?
A couple of things you could do. So you could say roll blend in, which is the stealth move, to try to move closer to get a better position. Or you could try scan the horizon again. Or if your characters have if you have something creative, you could always use work while at rest when you're preparing for the mission, and you're trying to get things going.
Would my move into thick of it work? Like, if I've been on this planet before and I've done campaigns here before, would I have an idea of maybe where that shield generator would be?
So if you ask me, as a GM, if you ask me if something will work, I will always say yes.
This
Yes.
is before I roll the snake eyes. That's
Yeah.
No,
So in the
I
thick of
already
it,
rolled the
You can
snake eyes.
always attempt.
We're good.
you can always attempt, but yes, this will work. So you've been on Mygeeto before, you've established that in your character's backstory. You can 100% say that, your experience on this planet and with likely other shield generators may give you a clue as to what they're doing here.
Also, you asked us earlier what our squad name would be, and we didn't answer you. It's 100% Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes. There we go.
100%.
Oof.
Indeed.
Monty, while you figure that out, I'm gonna go through comms. Hey, Sunrise, permission to say something, I guess.
Permission to talk?
Yeah, you got me. So this mountain here, we got 3 chargers. We don't need them all.
Yep.
Why don't we just take down one of these paths here? I just collapse the mountain. Look, like the biggest risk here is that tank, right? I'm not reading that wrong.
So you're
Take the
going
mountain
to
down.
basically collapse this area over here over the road?
What about the crystalline bit?
Or this
We
tower?
could collapse the crystalline tower such that it falls towards
Towards the bridge?
towards the bridge, and then we can use that chaos to get into that area, and then with Boots' knowledge, take down the shield and use that last 2 maybe for the bridge itself.
I mean, if we are very, very lucky, the Crystal Tower will take care of the shield and the bridge, and then we
Now,
won't have to do
I'll
that.
let you know
But-
this. Republic bombardment was not able to destroy that shield.
I think it's more of a distraction, like
Yeah.
a pretty meaty distraction.
Yeah.
And the shields will probably be strained a bit trying to deal with this giant crystal thing. And yeah, Boots is basically miming this with occasional like,
Yeah. Hack's like, yeah, that. I want to do that.
Why don't we
yeah,
drop
Mugsy's like the silent one, like the quiet one, and then Hack is like the one that talks.
Nice. All right.
Figure it
Well, why
out.
don't we combine the best of those two? Collapse the tower onto the tank road. Maybe takes out any explosives the droids left along the way because it's fallen on that diagonal.
So your explosion will kind of go this way then.
Yeah, and then sort of it'll block off both roads and leave this kind of the only flank that we have to go on. But it means that we have to deal with less trouble from the left.
It's a great idea. So, Monty, do you want to? You rolled an 8.
Yeah, and I have a wits of +1, making it a 9. So if people wanted me to use morale, I can make it a 10. Is that right?
I think in this case that morale might be really good. That
I
10
think
is
so
like
too.
Yeah.
That 10 is worth it.
Okay, so you have 4 morale points left. Boots, you've seen shield generators like this before, but covering entire planets. Shield generators like this usually have a shield gate. And looking at the surveying the landscape, you ascertain that the shield gate is likely somewhere over here, masked by the rubble. A tank could pass through here. The shield gate is likely somewhere over here. Now, the shield gate is something that you could definitely hack.
Okay, so I quickly draw like a quick diagram of this overall area, and launch in this in the third campaign, when we hit the shield generator, we had to get through the shield gate, which is probably going to be relocated right here. Draw a nice X, where that would be. So that idea to drop that tower would give us the cover to get to that shield gate.
Yeah, I mean,
While we're doing this, I'm passing out like a hot drink from my double-walled thermal mugs.
good.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold. So we've got some blast charges that will allow us to drop this tower onto this area.
Shiver, I just need you to clear the left side and be in position to take out the tactical droid when we're ready to move in once the tower starts to fall.
So where do you want? Do you want
Copy.
Shiver over here, or do you want Shiver on this side?
No, I want Shiver not on this side. I'd like Shiver to clear the direct path of the
So
tower falling.
Clear the
like-
left.
Yeah, clear the left side, hunker down on the right here, and then have the sight line from here to there.
Okay,
Where
so
am I right now?
you're right over here.
Ah, okay. Right. Okay, yeah.
You're coming in from the south, and this one was approaching from like the north and winding
Yeah, okay.
towards the east.
Great.
So
And-
Shiver-
I wish the stream could see this because we're doing so much planning right now, and
yeah,
it's,
I should have included this, but that's my bad.
It's all right.
so Sarge.
It's not very pretty, anyways.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't fall the way we want it to? Look, we're not demolition experts here. What if it goes wrong?
Wildly improvise.
I mean, can I do a quick examination of the base of the crystal tower to see
Look for
what
like weak points, stress
weak
points.
points, stress points, or just like where we can put this charge, so we have the best chance of getting it to fall where we want.
Absolutely.
Cool.
So as it's happening, Hack is like, well then, with your permission, why don't I stick with Shiver, just in case?
So,
Down.
Muggsy, why don't you give me a blend-in roll as you sneak your way up to that crystalline tower, and let's see what you get. Now, Blendon is going to be your stealth roll, so that will be wit.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a 5.
That's a 5.
I'm so sorry.
You are so good at Power by Apocalypse games. Like, you're so good at
So
this.
good. So
This is basically the point of PBT.
100%.
Yep.
100%.
Now,
If you're not failing
Muggsy,
games,
as you
I'm
kind of
doing it.
approach, you've got you've got your blaster rifle out. You're trying to approach quietly. As you approach the base of the tower, now there isn't actually a fail state written on there for a reason, because the fail state can be anything.
Oh, good.
As you kind of approach the crystalline tower and are looking for cracks, any wear and tear that was caused by the bombardment, you come face to face with the Lerman family. Now, Lerman speak Galactic Basic, so you can communicate with them. They look to you, they wear these sort of ragged clothes, and they look and they seem to be holding a small little box. And this crystalline tower is not actually just a rock formation, but rather an actual building, a residence. These folks, they kind of look to you and they say, we mean no harm. Please.
Heck of civilians!
I just go on the comms and I'm like, problem. Families.
What?
Fuck.
Oh, family's in the tower.
We came here just to get some of our treasures.
Okay, you know what? Maybe not a huge problem. Maybe they have intel and they can then evacuate if they're planning on leaving anyways.
Tank's not going to wait for us.
Tank's not gonna wait for it. The closer it gets, the more likely we are to hit it with the crystal tower, though.
Your call.
Find out if they know anything. Don't be too slow about it.
Muggsy heaves a big sigh. And he kind of like they look smaller, so he definitely like crouches down and waves and says, hello.
Hello.
I'm Muggsy. We're here to take care of the bridge, but we should probably. How have you been? Did you? We thought everyone had left. It seems that all of you are still here.
No, it's just us. We when the bombing started, we all fled, and we came back because, well, he opens up a box and you see a beautiful necklace. We came back for this symbol of our family.
I take out my porg.
They look at it and they say, "Oh, wow, this is beautiful."
I put it back in my pocket, and then I say, well, since you showed me something nice, I thought I should show you something nice. Is there anyone else in your building? And is there anyone else here?
I don't think so. We came over here just trying to get this back, and please, are you going to arrest us?
No. But we are going to take down this building, so if there's anyone inside.
Not that we know of, but it's very tall. Our family has lived here for generations. We carved the inside.
It is probably best that you leave so that your family can live for many more generations.
We hope so. We hope that the war leaves Mygeeto.
We hope that we can bring peace soon. This is the most that Muggsy has talked in like months to anyone.
Yes. And they say, peace. The Republic comes, and is there ever really peace where the Republic goes?
Muggsy just kind of stands there and then says, I do not have an answer to that, but I do not wish you to be harmed. I do not wish other people like you to be harmed, so perhaps you should go. But if there is anything helpful, you can let us know about the robots who are putting out explosives over there. That would be very helpful.
And as you are saying, asking for help, the Lurmans, there's two of them, a couple, and they're kind of like, they've just kind of like they're standing there, eyes wide, and they're pointing behind you.
I tell them run, and then I turn around.
As you turn around, you see that the tank has finally made it up the road. The Lurman family's presence was never the failure, and the tank has spotted you. Can you please roll take cover?
It was nice knowing all of you.
Assuming we all notice as soon as the comes through.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Great.
Yeah, it was nice knowing all y'all.
Now,
That was a
now
big
here's the
skull.
thing,
Okay.
Michelle. You've just rolled a 4. That is a failure. There's
Yes.
a massive tank round coming your way. However, you do have something called the personal item. Now, when you look at your personal item, once per session, you can use the personal item to either remove a stress or avoid the consequences of a failed roll.
I will definitely use my item
Okay.
to remove one
So,
stress
now-
or avoid this consequence.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
means that you don't have to re-roll. It just means that you succeed. Now you just can't use your personal item again. So as the Lurman family points, you turn, you can hear them kind of like skitter away, running, as this massive blast shoots out from this tank in your direction. You run out of the way as this tank round strikes the base of the crystalline tower, diving for cover. The rest of you see this explosion coming out in front of you, just where Muggsy was supposed to be.
Boots, hack, bring it down.
You hear over the comms, they saw me.
Hadn't noticed. Boots, bring it down.
So
Right, I'm
Boots,
charging up to the tower, right?
yeah, you're gonna charge up to.
Yep.
Would you like to roll charge to try to advance forward to the objective?
I'd
Yeah.
like to cover Boots. if I
Oh
can.
yeah, you could cover Boots. You could return. Would you just like to fire your rifle at the tank?
I will fire my rifle at the tank in an attempt to distract it. Yes.
Yeah, so you could fire your rifle at the tank while Boots like charges forward, trying to basically get to the objective and blow the rest of the tower. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll. You're gonna go roll aid or obstruct, but in this case you're not obstructing Boots. You are aiding Boots. If you succeed, Boots will receive a +2 in addition to any other valor. Now Boots is a scarred character, so Boots will have a +3 if you succeed.
How am I so good at this game?
Oh,
How am I so
I love this.
I love this.
You're doing
Sweet God.
so fucking amazing.
The
just-
owlbear dice roller also loves you.
You're doing so great. So Michelle
So
just
we're-
rolled a. What did you get? You just got a.
got a 3.
You just got a 3.
four.
You've
Rolled
succeeded?
snake eyes. You've rolled a 4. You've rolled a 3 now. Like,
I'm
mwah.
taking this all for all of you. This
Chef's
is-
kiss. So
I've
you,
got no
you
one else
bas-
can roll this bad.
You basically are like what do you shout when you say Boots, I got you?
Muggsy doesn't shout. Muggsy just runs up and tries to do cover and then doesn't see that there's actually some like a little bit of a shard on the ground and Muggsy just falls.
So
Like,
wait,
just
you run
falls
forward to
on
try
her
to like
face.
fire up. You trip on like a piece of debris. Your gun goes off into the air, and Boots, what is your charge roll? What did you get? We're straight up just going to be in combat now. Now this is Asians Represent, so I feel like I've got to play like battle music. But since it's Asians Represent, we're playing some battle music that is not Star Wars, but rather more of a flavor for us on this channel. So
I rolled an 11.
you got an
for
11. So
charge.
you charge up to the base of the tower. There is this huge chunk missing from the tank blast. You see that Muggsy just fallen face first on the ground. That one spot on your armor that you were gonna like carve into has like a deep scratch in it now. perhaps this is something you'll work off of. And you fall into the ground, and the tank is now advancing on your position, and it is now moving over here. Monty, if you're going to plant the charges, in this case, since you folks don't have a Scrounger who has a move called Sabotage, in this case, this is going to be a... Ooh. We could do Pull the Pin. We could do Pull the Pin, or you could do Work While at Rest. Now, I think Work While at Rest is going to be a solid one since you use the attribute that you best see fit for the situation.
Which one's Pull the Pin, though?
Pull the Pin is a combat move, and that's a brawn move. So it doesn't quite work with these charges.
Okay. I'm fine with Work While at Rest.
I would recommend Work While at Rest with either Valor or Wit, depending on how you want this to look narratively.
I am probably going to use Valor. I don't think Boots is exactly a subtle person.
Yeah.
In fact, I think seeing Muggsy go down, I'm actually maybe just yelling and just running up like
With
most
these,
obvious.
pulling out these bombs.
Exactly. You know.
Sabotage!
Exactly. Okay, so that's Valor roll 2.
Yeah. So
Here we
this
go.
tank is now firing rounds in your direction. And you folks see Boots run in the direction of the tank fire towards the base of the tower. Boots enters like this cloud of crystalline dust as rounds basically strike the base of the tower where Boots is. What did you get?
I got a 9.
You got a
9
9. Sick. So I'm going to say, do you want to find yourself in trouble or do you want to add stress?
I would like to find myself in trouble in order to take the heat off of Muggsy.
100%. This is great.
Yeah.
So, Muggsy, as you're on the ground, you see basically the B1 battle droids that were removing debris have now turned, drawn their rifles, and they were going to face you, but you hear a command echo through them. You hear, I calculate that the clone troopers are attempting to blow the crystalline tower. The T-Series tactical droid is issuing commands to all of them, and they turn their attention to Boots, and they start firing their blasters into the crystalline sort of like clouds that are forming all around them. Monty, where are you going to go as these things are set off?
Where are we gonna go? Okay.
You could run towards. You could basically. You could run this way towards Muggsy, who has fallen near these droids, or you could run back to your comrades. Also, the rest of you folks, if you would like to act, all you got to do is interrupt, and we'll get it popping.
I have a question about the move that I took, which was Clone Commando. I guess I can't take it. I can't use it anymore because we're not ambushing, right?
Oh, well, you would
Or
be ambushing. They don't know that you're here.
Okay, then I would like to do that.
Okay, so Clone Commando, when you attempt to basically ambush a group of enemy soldiers, roll with Brawn. In this case, I'll allow you to roll with Eye since you're a sniper.
No, I'd rather roll with Brawn.
Now, that being said,
I have 2 in Brawn and 1 in Eye.
If you're rolling with Brawn, that means you're gonna ambush them in melee.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So this
that
could
sounds
mean
good.
that like you basically like
fucking get
very
'em.
like anime style, like there's all this crystalline dust, and you basically emerge from the dust with your vibro knife, and you basically knife every single droid if you succeed.
Star Wars is my favorite anime.
Star Wars is my favorite anime. Hey, have you folks watched the Clone Wars? Did you ever watch the Clone Wars cartoon that was on Teletoon?
Yeah.
Anime is fuck.
True.
Real good.
I would like to. I mean, okay, go ahead, Agatha. Sorry.
Yeah, Agatha, give it this roll. Monty's going to succeed in blowing this. And this is really, Agatha, you've come in, you've basically intercepted the troublesome situation that Monty is now in.
Yep. We're all saving each other. It's
So what do you
beautiful.
get?
Hold on. Let me see.
Agatha and Alaba Rodeo is actually not Shiver, but a swarm of insects. That is Agatha's account. A 9.
Okay.
Plus 2.
9. Yes.
11. Nice.
11. So you charge in. So let's say like 4 or 5 B1 battle droids basically turn their attention to the cloud of dust where they think that Boots is and begin firing. And out of this cloud, like Naruto running out with his vibro knife,
behind me.
Love that. The animation studio changes. Like
Changes completely. There's like,
Changes.
Suddenly, there's playing in the background.
and you,
Kai.
Like the Attack on Titan, like
Oh, yeah.
frame camera changes. Yeah.
oh, 100%. And you just like dash out of the cloud. And basically, as these droids, all of a sudden the droids stop. And maybe their guns just like fall out as you slice them to pieces with this vibro knife. You are now standing out in the middle of the road, holding your knife. Maybe you pick up Muggsy, Monty, as you basically get out of there. Are you booking it towards them or back towards Hack and Sunrise?
I was definitely heading toward Muncie.
Okay, as you're heading towards them, the timer goes off, and there is this huge explosion as the charges go off, and this crystalline tower begins falling down in your direction. The three of you are gonna have to take cover.
Okay. Fair enough.
Is it possible for one of us to take cover and then the other person to aid, or would you prefer that we each roll to take cover?
Each of you are rolling take cover.
Okay, sounds good.
Now you folks.
Why am I so bad?
Rip Muggsy.
Oh no, Muggsy.
I love this.
Oh
Oh,
my sweet
oh,
God.
Muggsy gets another. What's your bonus to take cover?
My goodness, it's only like
It's
a plus.
it's wit.
It's wit. I have a 1.
So you got
I
a
have
4 again. You got a 4
I got a
again.
4.
You have
Oh
not.
man, I can't even help with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
it's
I
fine.
love this.
If I go down, I go down.
so Boots and Shiver, what did you folks get?
I got an 8.
You got an 8.
Yeah.
Shiver, what did
Can
you
I?
get?
I rolled a 6.
Oh no, so you both fail. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's first start with Boots. So on a 7 to a 9 for take cover. There are 3 options. You have to choose one. The first one is you manage to get yourself to safety, but you're caught underneath some debris. 2, maybe an explosive goes off in your area and you're disoriented. So in this case, you might be stunned from the tower falling near you, or you lose your personal item.
Okay.
It's just
So
have like these shoes strapped to his back.
wait, if I get disorientated and mark stress, I can still act, or am I?
You're going to be stunned, and I'm going to put the spotlight on another member of the party.
Okay. I think I'll lose my personal item.
So
Guess
you're going to lose your literal boots.
I think my boots shatter or something like that, or yeah.
Amazing. Wait, so just to be clear, are these boots that you're wearing?
Oh yeah, they're my lucky. These are the boots I've been wearing ever since my first campaign in Mygeeto.
So you basically dive for cover, and a
Sweet
piece of
Christ.
crystal falls on your boots, and they shatter, and you are now a barefoot Arc Commando.
Right.
In
Yeah.
the middle- this is
happened
Die
many
Hard.
times before.
This is straight up Die
nailed
Hard.
it.
This is the scene in
Oh
Die Hard
my
where they
God.
shoot all the
Yeah.
glass around John McClane, and you're barefoot and bleeding.
Yeah, and there's all this crystal on the ground. Wow,
yeah,
it
oh,
is.
Crystal. It's Die Hard, Clone Wars. Look at that. Now, for Muggsy and Shiver, who fail, both of you are going to take 1 harm, so add lightly harmed to your character as your condition, and you dive for cover. Now, you're both...
I actually wonder if
sorry.
I should take a morale and bump it up to 7.
Yeah,
and
go
then
for
do
it
the-
if you
Yeah,
want.
you should do
Can
that.
Ooh, I was gonna say, can I try a move in an attempt to do that?
Yeah, what move is that?
Same thing. So I was going to use. I think narratively, right? Like, Shiver has the potential to get out. Muggsy's fucked, right? I think that's
Muggsy's
like,
fucked.
by sheer
Muggsy's-
numbers. I feel like
I'm
that's where
gone.
we're at, right?
Bye.
So I think I'm gonna try to
Oh.
do call to action, and I'm going to do this because we're Arc Commandos, by launching my ascension cables towards Shiver to try and reel them back out of the way.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
Oh my god.
and
Fuck yeah.
yeah. 100%.
try to do that is my goal.
100%. Here's the deal. If you succeed on
Okay.
that, if you get a
Yeah.
success, you're gonna save Shiver.
Okay.
So let's see what you get.
No pressure.
Sarge, save me.
6.
6.
Total.
Ooh, 6
yeah.
total. Would you like to use a morale?
Use that morale.
Yeah, use a morale.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
No.
So
Because like
I'll
six
take
six
my
to 7
successes.
usually,
Yep.
right?
Yeah,
So
I'll take
basically-
the stress because I'm the least useful at the moment, so
So-
it's great.
Also, if you don't take it, I'm still gonna take it anyway
Yeah.
for myself.
Yeah,
so.
but like I would rather, as of this like good
Well,
leader,
you're-
I would
you're-
rather
you're-
me
you're not
be
a-
under stress and everyone else operating at full capacity. We're good.
So you're essentially like, so Shiver, you're gonna take that 1 point of harm from this as you and Muggsy get trapped on the tank-facing side of the debris.
Oh, freak frack.
Now, as you kind of get up, you're kind of stunned. You see Muggsy is trapped under a huge piece of crystal. As you're about to maybe go and help Muggsy, you get hit in the chest with something. And it's this ascension cable, and you and it literally pulls you across the road. As you see Sunrise standing there atop this hill, reeling you in with this cable that's intended for like rapid vertical ascension, pulling you across the battlefield.
As before you get yoinked though, like Muggsy knows he's done for pretty much. So he takes out his pork and he just slaps it in your hand right before you get shot back.
Okay.
As you basically arrive on the other side of the road, you see that there's this clay token that you're using. And what I'm going to actually say is, Michelle, you gave up your personal item. Do you want that to count as you using your personal item to avoid a failed roll? Oh, wait,
Yes.
did you already do
No,
that?
wait, I already did that. Oh wait, I already did that.
Okay,
So,
never mind. So
yeah.
you give up your item.
I'm done.
Now, Boots, you see that the shield gate has actually been destroyed by this falling tower, and it kind of like, the shield gate powers down around where you are. But I'm going to put the spotlight on Hack. Hack, you see Sunrise reeling in Shiver. Muggsy is basically trapped under debris as his tank is approaching. And Hack is nowhere to be seen. But you hear the sound of the shield gate powering down. What are you going to do?
So Hack hates taking risks. You kind of see what's going on and you figure out, how do I make sure that we have an out? And it's very clear that the out here is that bridge. So Hack is going to ignore all of this. They're all professionals, you know the risks. And Hack runs to that bridge to secure it.
Okay, so let's have you roll charge, and you're going to basically charge through all the debris, past the stunned Boots, into the shield gate.
Perfect. So Valor, I have 2 Valor, so let's
Nice.
roll a 2d6. Boop. And boop, boop.
Let's see what you get.
Oh, it's only a 6.
Do you want to use, I think you have 2 morale points left?
I'm going to use it for that full 7 there.
So
I think yeah.
Yeah, so like running with your, I believe that since you're the medic, you have a blaster carbine, so it's like shorter rifle. You charged through all the crystals, dodging a blaster fire that comes from the tank. A tank round sails over your head as you charge past everyone. You quickly see Boots, Muggsy is just like trapped under debris, maybe like armor slightly cracked. As you rush past them, you rush past Boots, and you find yourself on the other side of that shield. You look, and you see the tactical droid from atop the lookout point of that guard tower looking right down at you. And that tactical droid tells you, it says, "There is no chance of victory. I am a droid. I am always right."
Absolutely. So I'll go ahead and mark the 1 stress. That is the penalty I'll take there. But I will say that Hack is at the bridge controls. That shield is down.
The shield gate is down. The shield is not down.
Oh, the shield gate is down. What does the shield gate mean? Sorry.
The shield gate is an opening in the shield that lets you through it.
Cool. So Hack has just decided to take this shield gate opening, and whatever happens, happens.
Is there any way I can like shoot or do anything from my position?
100%. Yeah, you could roll. There's a move for this called Bog Down. When you attempt to push yourself through or free yourself from battlefield obstacles, roll with Brawn.
Oh, I have a -1 to Brawn, but it better. I better roll it. It's
Wasp
like,
or
what's
Shell
worse
get
is
like
gonna happen?
double 6s here. Let's see what
Has
you
to
get.
happen.
It has to happen.
I know how
dice gods
statistics
are
work. And the more snake eyes you roll, the more likely you are
Wait,
to
that's
get.
you only rolled 1d6. Oh, so another 4?
How is this possible?
This is
What's
my
happening?
This is my
Owlbear
favorite
is
game.
cursed.
I think I'm cursed. I'm gonna roll in my dice tray from now on. I'm
Roll
sorry, but
okay, that's fine. You know what? I'll let you roll in your dice tray right now.
thank you very much. Okay, because Owlbear Rodeo don't like me for some reason.
If you get snake eyes, I'm gonna eat my hat. I'm gonna find a hat and consume it on stream.
I got a 9.
Okay, so is it with their -1?
No, -1. I have an 8.
Okay, so you have an 8. So you get out, but you know this debris is gonna block the way for everyone else. So you managed to basically push this thing off of you and free yourself. What are the rest of you gonna do? We find ourselves right now with Hack staring down a tactical droid flanked by 2 droidicas that have the high. Oh, they have the high ground. That have the high ground.
Star Wars.
Basically, all of you are
Star
free right now.
Wars.
Boots, you're going to be free of this disorientation. So what's going to happen? What do the rest of you want to do?
Wait, sorry, where are we? Can you do the laser pointer? I just
oh my
wanted
God.
to.
yeah. So
Are we here?
No.
I'm
no,
like
no, 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 no.
here.
So
Okay.
Sunrise and Shiver are right here.
Okay.
Okay. Right here, that's where Muggsy is. Boots is right here. Okay. And Hack is right here.
Okay. And we haven't found the shield.
Yeah,
generator,
the
have
only
we?
one who is in. Yeah, exactly. You haven't found the shield generator yet. The only one who is inside the shield is, in this case, is Hack. So if the rest of you want, you can roll charge to try to get inside the shield gate.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll charge for sure. Because I have to support my talkative friend. I'm gonna roll using my dice tray. So
I
charge.
believe.
Okay, charges using valor.
Valor, yeah.
Brilliant. That's an 8.
This is just.
Yeah.
There we go. So
Much
are you
better.
gonna take stress or face a new obstacle?
I will take stress.
Okay, so mark stress on your character. What are the rest of you gonna do? You got this tank incoming, and it's got this massive droid that still has to power up.
I'm gonna throw a grenade. I'm gonna pull the pin at the tank that's coming in.
Yeah.
That's,
So you've
yeah,
got an ion grenade.
I do. So I'm a mess with that.
Let's see what you get.
Okay. Come through. Okay, that's an 8. And plus brawn. I have 2 in brawn.
Ooh, that's a
10.
10.
Nice.
Okay, so
Yo.
pull the pin. You inflict terrible harm to the enemy. Now, ion grenades are essentially they're designed to disrupt electronics, similar to EMPs. So you chuck this ion grenade at the tank, and it lands right on the tank.
Yes.
Maybe the droid who's like piloting it kind of comes out and says, "What's that?" 'Cause that's how the droids sound. What's that? And it goes, "Boosh." And the tank kind of, because it's a hovering tank, the tank kind of and just drops to the ground. You have disabled the tank.
Yay, Shiver!
Okay, so
Nice.
what is Boots gonna do? And then I want to know what Sunrise is gonna do.
Yeah.
I guess I'm joining Hack and Muggsy in through the shield gate.
Okay, so you won't have to roll charge because you're already at that shield gate. But in this case, John, you might not have to roll charge because the immediate threat right now is taken out.
Yep. So Sunrise, I think, had also pulled an ion grenade, and then and then Shivers threw theirs and just took the tank out. And Sunrise is like, takes out another ion grenade, thrusts them both at Shiver, and goes, "Anyway, these are yours now." And then
Very nice.
takes off around the corner and be like, "Keep that down."
You take off around the corner, blaster pistols at the ready. You
Yep.
make it through the gate, and you see Hack basically staring down this tactical droid. What are you going to do? Because you haven't rolled or anything, I want to give you a chance.
Shoot it.
Yeah, give it a roll, but pull the trigger.
Probably bad at this, which is hysterical. to
Yeah,
me.
you've got you've got
I
a
have a-
shoeless you've got shoeless Monty,
Yeah, I've
got
got a
shoeless
minus
Monty.
one.
and Muggsy's just like.
Yeah, I've got a -1 to eye. Let's see how this goes. Question mark.
I believe in you. I believe in you.
5. All right, cool.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, so you pull out your blaster pistols, you fire off like maybe like a pair of bursts at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go like, and they go wide. Monty or Steve, what do you want to do right now?
I know I'm just gonna fucking get into this huge droid's face. But Boots, do you have anything that might help the group here?
Not really. I was actually just gonna punch the droid. That was my
Good.
So tell you what, I'm gonna do an aid, and I'm gonna give Boots some cover here. So
yeah.
I need this droid to focus on me so that Boots can get the opening.
Yeah, so Boots, you could use your ascension cables and basically shoot it at the building and run up the wall and then punch this droid.
So what I wanted to do was cut my backpack so the explosives would drop, and then shout at them, finish the job as I fire up my cable and rush up toward.
Oh my God!
Droid.
So you're gonna leave them at like Hack's feet, basically.
Yeah.
Get the job done. There's 2 charges left.
I grab the charges.
Okay, yeah, you grab it. Steve, roll aid, and Monty will get the bonus if you succeed.
So that's a 6, but I do have 1 wit, so that makes it a
7. So in the case of aid, you're going to receive some unwanted attention, which is already what you wanted in the first place. So this works out in your favor. The tactical droid kind of turns, and its 2 droidicas kind of lean over and begin firing bursts at you, providing, well, our shoeless. Our shoeless clone trooper. This is literally, what John McClane has, like, jumps off the roof with the hose.
Oh, yeah.
Except it's the opposite direction. Okay, give it a roll.
Is this up close and personal?
This is up close and personal.
Okay, Braun. All right. 7, 8 for Braun, and a +1 for the aid. Is that right?
Yep.
9.
So you get a 9. So you basically shoot your ascension cable up, and you run up the side of the building, leaving these bloody footprints. And as you kind of like run up the side of the building, your foot hits one of these control panels, and the doors to the building opens up. And you run up the side of the building, you pull yourself over the ledge, and I'm gonna say you punch this tactical droid straight in the head, and its head pops off. And it maybe goes inconceivable as its head flies off. The 2 droidicas that were shooting at Hack kind of turn to you as you're standing at the top of this structure, basically shoeless. I'd like you to roll take cover just to see if you can maybe hang off so they miss you or you die for cover, something like that.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yes. And then I want to put the spotlight on Michelle.
Muggsy's got the charges, and what? So there's a door, right?
Yeah, there is a door.
I can get in through the door. Okay, so in order to help or just diversify, we don't want to put all our eggs in one baskets. I press a charge into Hack's chest, and I make the move let's go in, and so I just charge in.
You charge into the door. Monty, what did you get? I'll take cover.
9.
A 9. So you dive for cover. I don't know if you want to descend from the building, or if you want to stay on the top and fight these droidicas.
Actually, I want to stay up on top.
Okay, you stay up on top. You're going to be fighting these 2 droidicas. Muggsy and Hack, as you 2 enter the building, you see a massive sort of elevator shaft, or what was an elevator shaft. The cables seem to have cables are intact, and this elevator shaft descends into the base of this guard tower. What do you do?
So how is the guard tower? Let me just look at this map again. Is the guard tower connected to the bridge? At what point should? So is it connected to the bridge? We go down and then you can go across, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to.
There's basically a walkway underneath the bridge.
Oh, okay. So if we're going to destroy the bridge.
So destroying the shield generator would provide the Republic with whatever they need to basically bombard this with artillery.
Yeah.
Okay, so where's the shield generator? That is the big question.
So I think Muggsy might be the best person to find that shield generator.
Mm-hmm.
And Hack knows what he signed up for. So what's the role to find the generator?
In this case, I'm gonna say, like, let's do some. We can do work while at rest. In this case, this is you're relying on your tactical acumen, your understanding of technology. And either of you can roll this, and you could use whatever attribute best fits the scenario.
Gotcha.
Do you want to roll an I8 or do you want me to roll an U8?
Hack does not take risks here, so Hack will aid you.
Okay.
And Hack is willing to make sure this mission comes to a close.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 7.
Okay.
Plus, no, that's a 7 plus Valor, right? Or
Whatever you want it to be. But your highest attribute is 1, so it's an 8 plus 1. It's a 9.
Yeah, so it's 8, so 9.
Yeah. So, as you and Hack both descend the elevator shaft using your ascension or descension cables in this case, gunning down droids as you basically go down, one-handed, you arrive at the base of the elevator shaft and see a small, essentially a maintenance room where there is the shield generator. Energy is radiating out of it and engulfing the entire bridge. This is your opportunity.
All right, I kick down the door.
Kick down the door, there's a single B-1 battle droid. It's like, hey, you're not supposed to be here.
Pew!
And you shoot its face off, but falls
Exactly.
down. With the tactical droid dead, Monty, you basically are taking out these droidicas, I'm going to say barehanded. There is a single droidica, the one that was actually laying down the mines. It walks up and turns, and I guess the person who would see this is actually Sunrise, and then the B-1 battle droid is like, well, I guess I'm in charge now. You there, stop!
You said where did it come from?
It's the one that was laying down all of the mines over here. It's
Gotcha.
finally returned. It's got an empty backpack full of that was full of mines.
Okay. Man, I'm bad at fighting. So I think because everyone else has moved on, right?
Yeah, everyone else has moved on.
Okay, cool. I think what happens
Oh
is
no, I don't think I have.
Oh,
because
no, you haven't.
you're covering the tank still.
Yeah, you
Like,
got the
Boots,
tank. Actually, no,
Boots
this would
and Muggsy
no, actually you've moved in. So this would instead be Shiver.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Shiver, what do you do? This is a single droid, and it says, "I guess I'm in charge."
I will try to slash at it with my
Your vibro knife.
my vibro knife.
Yeah. So give me an up close and personal roll, and then I would love for Steve and Michelle, one of you, or actually let's have both of you. I think this is going to be a straight up strategize roll between the two of you. You have the resources and the intel. It's a +2 going into this strategize roll. One of you has to roll. This will represent you setting the charges and getting out. Agatha,
Okay.
what was your roll?
It ended up being 5. So
Ended
I
up
rolled
being
a 3
5.
plus 2 is 5.
As you attempt to slash at this battle droid with your knife, since it's not really too close to you, you probably would have thrown the knife. The knife misses the battle droid and strikes one of the landmines. There is this cascade of explosions that basically goes off, and the entire road explodes, erupts into flames. Michelle and Steve, who is rolling strategize?
I already rolled it. I rolled
which-
a nat 11, and that's
Oh,
not including
jeez.
bonuses.
Oh shit, a 13!
Ah.
So you two plant the
Good.
bombs. You ascend through the elevator shaft. You come out. Outside, you've got Sunrise, who with twin pistols, is basically like fighting off droids on the bridge. Boots, basically, you see these two droidicas drop down from the roof, and you see Boots standing there barefoot. Maybe Boots like jumps superhero, lands on the ground, whatever. But you receive a communication, Sunrise. It's the Republic.
Okay.
You hear them say, CT-2071, we have reports of an explosion. Have you taken out the shields?
I look over at the shields.
And as you look over at the building, you see Muggsy and Hack running out of that door. And there is a massive explosion. As smoke, fire shoot out of this building. The force field, the entire shield, collapses. What do you see to the Republic?
Bridge is clear for artillery.
And as you do that, in the distance, you got missiles shooting out from like the Republic. They fire out at this position and fucking blast this bridge. The bridge explodes. It falls into the canyon below. You folks dive for cover. And as you kind of like stand up, you see Republic ships. Right? These Republic like air to ground ships coming off in the distance. Reinforcements are arriving. And you folks have just completed your mission.
Can I pick up Boots?
Yeah, you
Just like in a Princess Carrie.
You pick up Boots. Boots is all beat up because Boots' hands and feet are both bloody from beating down these two droidicas. And
yeah, Muggsy just picks Boots up in a Princess Carrie as we walk towards our reinforcements.
Powerful.
And you folks have just completed a quick game of Ross rifles.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
I was gonna say that as you folks, reach the building, you receive a communication, and it just goes, execute order 66.
Good.
Holding Boots.
What does that mean? What's going on?
Well, you would know exactly what that means, but that didn't happen. We finished. Thank you so much for playing. I know we only had 2 hours. We lost, we spent some of that time, making our characters and finishing up, but I'm so happy that we got to play this. I hope you folks had fun. And those of you who are watching, I hope you had fun watching and listening. How are we feeling? We got to do a debrief. We got to do stars and wishes.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
I don't think we have to do wishes, but we can do stars. I want to start with stars, and my stars are for all of you. I know that's cheesy, but I really love how y'all leaned in to helping each other out, like really using those morale points. And I love how another star goes to Michelle for really rolling with those bad dice rolls, really rolling with that. So yeah, kudos to you, Michelle, and kudos to everyone else for working together. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next here.
Oh.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You know, like I'm always like, I'll go next.
Why did I? I should have just waited.
And like pro Anacon, but my start definitely goes to Monty for Boots, the fucking badass. Like, just like Dora the Explorer, like Boots is out here just like making shit happen. Like, not only did you roll really well, but just the idea, like the tactical stuff here, you felt like the Scarred. You felt like the person who's like, no more. I say no, and just like doing that stuff. And like,
I love how
I felt it.
Yeah, I love that decision. Like, I'm gonna punch the tactical droid.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
100%
Wild.
Yeah. Who wants to go next? Agatha, you wanted to go, and then
I do. My start goes to John. I really like the immediately that kind of like no nonsense, I'm the leader kind of mode that you took for Sunrise. I enjoy that a lot.
Nice. Who wants to go next? We got Monty, Michelle, John.
Well, I'll reciprocate and say give a star for Steve for being like the no nonsense, let's get the job done, the professional, while the rest of us have our traumas.
Yeah.
Not so much trauma as like I just fall. I just
Yeah.
Trauma in this current scene.
Yeah, less
Yeah.
actual
Right.
emotional trauma, more just physical trauma this entire time.
Yeah. Good thing Owlbear Rodeo is not a sponsor of this show.
okay.
Owlbear! John or Michelle, who wants to do their star next?
I'd like to give a star to Shiver because I just like that, especially that risk that Shiver took, just going out and just the knifing every droid. That was a super risky move, and I thought that was a really courageous thing to do. So yay!
Yeah, I
Also,
thought that was
good
cool.
visuals.
And John.
My star is for Daniel, because I think because like Ross Rifles is a game I've only played once for the first time. Like this is the first time I've run it, and just from like, a game is designed well when the playbook that you're running tells you how to play that character, and when you when you try doing something that doesn't do that, you can feel yourself pushing out of the comfort zone of that like mechanic and what's designed for. Like every time I was like, I'm gonna shoot something, it was like garbage. But then I was like, Boots, do the thing. It was like 12s, and I was like, all right, cool. Like that's really I think that's really fun because half the game was basically Sunrise going, anyways, you're over there, do that thing, and then turning it back around and firing blaster fire ineffectively, kind of the way Stormtroopers do, back towards a Vig.
Yeah,
and
you're
then
just like
maybe
firing off,
correction.
yelling commands.
Yeah, exactly. And so it felt really good to be able to to play that piece with that. So I wanted to say thank you for working up for the work you did in this game because it's
Thank
real
you.
good.
It's a good game.
We wrote the playbooks, except for the medic, on a car ride from Metatopia back to Toronto, really late at night, and we got pulled over.
No better time.
We got pulled
for that.
over. We wrote it. We literally wrote it on like Facebook Messenger, like my co-pilot when we were driving. I was like yelling. I was like, okay, and the move's got to be this, and he's typing it to our buddy who was back home, and we're just going back and forth during this car ride. And we got so into it, I was speeding, and we got pulled over twice. For speeding on the way back, and like
Nice.
one time I was just like, I just come from a game convention, and they were like, just be careful.
This is like the sequel to Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. You got a fast car, and I'm gonna write a whole RPG while we're in this car.
But yeah,
Good.
thank you. I mean, one of the things we really worked hard on was making sure that each playbook could tell a story with the moves you pick. And we were really intentional about that. Ross Rifles wasn't always like that, and we actually rewrote the entire game on that car ride because of some feedback we got. So thank you, folks, for also like fulfilling my dream of playing, this World War I game in space World War I, which was super cool. Y'all are great. I'm sad this is a one shot. And I hope we can do
For now.
I hope we could do Star Wars stuff again. But that said, if you folks want to get your own copy of Ross Rifles, you can get it at DundasWestGames.com. We have a very limited supply of soft covers yet left. You can get a PDF copy at DriveThruRPG.com, and you can look at some of the like really cool shit that we have in here. My favorite part about the book is actually one of the on the character creation chapter, on chapter 5, is a big 2-page spread of an Asian soldier, a photo of an Asian Canadian soldier from World War I, which I'm very, very happy about. But yeah, get your copy of Ross Rifles. Thank you, folks, for tuning in, whether it be on Twitch or on YouTube. Everyone's social handles are below. Follow them all. They're awesome. Monty even wrote for the official Star Wars RPG. Monty's the GOAT. Y'all are great. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thanks for playing Ross Rifles /Star Wars /Republic Rifles / whatever. Bye, everyone.